I'll be here a while. Ain't going nowhere. I'll be here a while. Ain't going nowhere. I'll be here a while.
Hey everybody, Basilray, and I'm on the last stop of my FreedomSmoke USA juice run here. And yesterday I looked at RY4, today it will be RY5. So, sequence, RY4 before RY5, of course, right? Today, as usual, silver bullet, 18650. One of these days I'm just going to stop pulling the battery out, because it's the same every time. I think by now you got to know that I got a little bit of a routine going, right? And the 5-volt GLV2 with the gooseneck 510 standard atomizer. Of course, on the silver bullet I've got the Cisco low resistance 510. So, wasn't crazy about the RY4. Let's see how I feel about the RY5. Really, of all the FreedomSmoke juices I've tried, which would be Hypnotic Mist, Newport, Cherry Limeade, Green Tea, RY4 and RY5. This is probably about my third favorite. I still think Hypnotic Mist and Newport are my top two. Then this is somewhere in there with the Green Tea. But let's take a look here. First, 3.7. Produces a great amount of vapor. And a couple drops here. There we go. So there, as you can see, plenty of vapor. There's no shortage of vapor with this. This vapes as well as any of the FreedomSmoke juices I've tried. So it's going to be right up there. Not quite a 5. Real close, though. I didn't get to pick a blend on this one, so I don't know exactly what the blend of the RY5 is, but it is 24 milligram. Next, let's go to 5 volts and take a look. Still vapes real great here. So vapor production, absolutely no complaints on either of these. They both are going to vape real well. Next, let's go for flavor. The flavor here on the RY4 isn't as sweet as the this is the RY5, and the flavor here is not as sweet as the RY4. What I do get is a lot more tobacco comes through here in the RY5 for me. Again, this juice has sat around for about a month. Per David over at FreedomSmoke's suggestion, I did leave it sit overnight uncapped right when I got it. It really did help the flavor kind of rapid steep or quick steep or fast steep, whatever you want to call it. But here I get a lot more tobacco and a lot less sweetness, which I'm all for. You know, in terms of a tobacco flavor, I would rather, you know, get more of the tobacco. That's really what it's about for me. So, it's not bad. It is much stronger than the RY4, and this is not bad. It's more of somewhere between a traditional cigarette kind of tobacco and cleaner, more of a cigar tobacco. And it's just not as sweet. There's a lot more flavor here, though. For me, it's still not my favorite tobacco juice by any means, so real middle of the road. Let's pop it back to 5 volts here. See how it holds up there. And I over this drip tip. There we go. Pretty similar here. Doesn't really, you know, holds its flavor pretty well. That being said, overall flavor, for me, it's going to be somewhere in the 2.5 neighborhood. Just not a huge fan of it. It's really not bad by any means. Just when it comes to flavor, for me, this isn't a great flavor for me. So, flavor is pretty middle of the road, but there is plenty of it, which was kind of my big problem with the RY4, is that there wasn't a lot. So the RY5, and this is just standard flavor, not a double flavor shot or anything, does shine much better. Lastly, throat hit. Also stronger than the RY4. This one's pretty middle of the road, 2 to 2.5. So better throat hit here than on the RY4. Let's go back to the gooseneck. And right about the same here. This one might be a bit more throat hit at 5 volts, so 2 to 2.5 instead of 1.5 to 2. So flavor and throat hit are pretty average, and vapor is real great. Great vapor production. Overall, really not a bad juice. I much prefer this to the RY4. That, folks, is going to bring a close to my run of FreedomSmoke juices. It was kind of a mixed bag for me. There were some that I really liked. One in the past that I tried that I didn't get in this run. Wanted to try some new flavors. That was the Hypnotic Mist. That is still probably my favorite FreedomSmoke flavor, because it's a very unique, very interesting flavor. But it is what it is. So again, some of this for me with the taste, it just comes down to subjectivity, as it always does, to be honest. This is my run of FreedomSmoke juice reviews. Got some new stuff in the works, hopefully, here in the near future. Until then, vape away.
Maddening bass, sad state written on my face. Not a tightrope walk, but dance, uncertain game of chance. But I'll see